Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. I am continuing with my little try to wear something that I've made from my hand spun at the beginning of videos through the fall winter. I may not do it every time, but I'm gonna do my best. So today I am wearing my Mobius cowl. I did this one last year too. And in fact, I think I had a little video up, but my lighting was terrible and you couldn't appreciate how nice it was. But this was the first Mobius cowl that I knit. I bought Kat Bordy's book and went off the deep end. I love the Mobius now. But I did this from Rollags, and you can see it has a nice width to it. And I really like the way that it looks, and it's a true Mobius using the Mobius cast on. And you can wear it in a bunch of different ways, and I love it. It has the nice fall colors, and you can pull it up over like this if you want to just be a scarf. You can wear it like this, and then if I would have made it a little thicker, which I didn't have enough yarn because it was Rollags and I didn't make enough, but you can also kind of pull it up over like this, and it could be like a snood type of a thing, which is nice, except that mine's not wide enough in the back. You could even do this exact same very basic pattern, and I'm going to do this winter. I'm going to make a wider one, and the way I had it in the beginning where it came down over my shoulders like this, if it's really nice and wide, it's like a shrug, and I think that'll look really cool. So I got to rotate it around a little bit. But you could pull it down like that, and then it can be a lot thicker. It'll be down to here, and just a lot fuller, and it'll keep your back warm. So I love this. So yet another thing you can make out of your hand spun. So let's get to what we're going to do today. Today I am going to talk to you about how I scoured the Coopworth locks. I was visiting my excellent friends at the Malik family farm, and I bought 2 fleeces. One is this amazing 75% Gotland, 25% Coopworth cross that has this amazing sheen, and it's fantastic. The second one that we'll be scouring is a 50-50 Coopworth, which is 50% Coopworth, and the other 50% is Hodgepodge Lodge. It is Leicester Longwool, Gotland, Romney, Rommeldale, Lincoln, and Corriedale blend. First up for scouring is the Gotland 75, Coopworth 25% blend. Look at these locks. Oh my gosh, they are lovely, and they have a really nice sheen, and they're super soft and have a very fine crimp. This is a quick overview of my setup. I use 2 48-quart coolers, and I have a 100-quart crab pot that I heat with propane. It is very high, powerful heating, and I can bring cold hose water to 180 degrees in about 25 minutes, typically. In addition, I use the Unicorn Power Scour, which you can see up to the right, and then splitting the coolers is my lacrosse stick, which every fiber processor needs. Now, I don't have a paddle that's big enough to reach down into the bottom to gently stir the fiber in my 100-quart pot, and it actually works really well, so I use that. I like to make use of tools that I have. I keep refining my process, and I'm getting faster and faster. This particular batch of Gotland Coopworth, I was able to do the entire fleece in about 2.5 hours, and I was super happy with that. I also had to do it fast because it started to rain on me at the end. What I'll typically do is boil the 100 quarts, then I will pour half into the gray cooler, half into the blue cooler, then I'll refill it and start that water heating again. The coolers will keep the temperature of the water hot. There's very little fluctuation even on a coolish fall day. It's important to maintain that water temperature around that 180, 185 mark. What you don't want to have happen is have a lovely scour, and then when you put it in the rinse, to have the water cool off, and then the lanolin will redeposit back onto your clean fiber, and then you have tacky. Sometimes you'll get like little white chunks. I did have that happen to me once. It is no fun. Then you have to scour it again. For my small one-lady operation, the coolers have been a game changer for me. The other piece of equipment that's invaluable to me is this giant strainer that I got from, well, actually, I didn't buy it. Naveed purchased it for me. He was at the restaurant supply store, and they had this giant metal restaurant-sized mixing bowl with the strainer, and I jumped right on that and picked it up from him, and it's been fantastic. It's really easy now to strain the fiber when I'm scouring it. This first picture with the blue plastic strainer is the scour water. You can see below it how dirty the water is. And then the next step is going to be to rinse it. This is the Gotland Coopworth, looking mighty lovely and white. It's so pretty. So this is after the rinse. Here is the beautiful Gotland Coopworth drying in my basement because it started to pour on us, and it was a mad dash to get everything in before we were heavily wet. We were just lightly wet. So this did fluff up beautifully at a gorgeous sheen. Just look at these amazing final locks. They are gorgeous. I did not flick all the tips open. Again, we were really pressed for time. Usually I like to put my work in on the front end, but this, I just threw it in. It was actually a pretty good experiment, and it turned out pretty well. There's a lot of vegetable matter, and I had to do a lot of shaking it out. And when I dye them, or after I dye them, I'll have to flick the tips open, and I'll probably have a lot of vegetable matter fall out, but that's not a big deal. I mean, that's the way most people do it. I think I'm probably a little more meticulous on the front end than the average person, but it all works. It just depends on whether you want to do the work up front or on the back end. Regardless, these are beautiful locks. I cannot wait to show you guys further in this video what they look like dyed. Here's a little before and after. The top left and bottom right are after, and the top right and bottom left are before, during the scour. Up next is the 50% Coopworth, 50% a little bit of everything. I did a little bit more videoing on this one, so enjoy. Here we are on this beautiful, almost going to be 80-degree fall day. And I know I said I wasn't going to video this, but it's so pretty and it's really unique. This is the Malik Family Farm Coopworth cross. It's really soft. This is a lamb, so this is the first shearing. The staple length here is about 4 inches, and it's a nice, it's kind of a unique color too, which I'm really excited because I'm going to over dye some of this and see how it turns out. The base of the fiber here, the butt end where it's cut, is this nice gray. And then the tips are soft brown, and we're going to see if that fades to more of a white when it's scoured, but I think it is truly a nice brown color. And some of this, the butt ends are a much darker gray here, so I'm really excited. It's going to give this beautiful variation of color. If I really love it, I'll just spin it natural because boy, oh boy, it is so pretty, and it's really quite soft. I mean, really, really soft. So we're going to see how this works out. I apologize for the loudness here. My setup over here and my giant crab pot that holds 100 quarts of water. It's like a jet engine. Here is my wonderful husband. Many hands make light work, and I am very blessed. This is our 29th wedding anniversary weekend, and he took off to help do things that I love because we got married on my birthday. So we are going to do a little bit of scouring, a little bit of bike riding, and a little bit of dyeing, and have a lot of fun. I already took you through the process step by step for the Gotland blend. It's the same process. This is what it looked like when it was coming out of the pot after the scour. I thought it was a great look at the brown and gray together. Now that I am rinsed here, I just wanted to show you, this is the three, kind of a tri-colored, and it ended up being this, gray, dark gray to light gray, and then this is that fawn color. And there is a very tiny bit of white in here, and if you see this tip, this is beautiful though, oh my gosh, it's so very, very soft. If this little tip right here, it didn't open the whole way, and what I've noticed is this is pretty fragile, the tip, and I can just break that off with my finger and it's totally fine. And that's what I've been doing when I come around it, and I'll do that more as I separate this. This just came out of the spin dryer, so I'm just gonna throw it out on here to dry, and I'm shaking it to get rid of the big chunks. There'll still be more vegetable matter and stuff like here. See, there's big, this sheep got into a pricker bush, and I keep getting jabbed by prickers. But there's some stickers in here. Here's another one where the tip didn't open, but you can, look at how beautiful that lock is. I'm gonna have to zoom in on that. Let me break the tip off of this one though, so you can see what I mean. So that tip just broke right off. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the lock. That just means that the tips are exposed to all the weather, and they will sometimes become fragile, and you can just break them off. It actually makes it easier to comb, and that's why you flick them before you card them too, because the tips, if they're weak, they'll just snap off. So I don't even really have to open these up. These will just come off when I comb, but I thought I would do it just to show you guys. Just look at this, and then as soon as I open this up, see there's a little bit of vegetable matter in there. Let me bring this out of the stand and show you a little more closely here. And I just wanted to show you, look at that crimp. It is really soft. And it'll be interesting to see when I blend this. I'm going to dye some of this, and it'll take the colors up differently. And the rest of it, I'm going to spin some and see how it looks when it's all spun together. So it'll be sort of a brown gray, I think, when it's all said and done. But this was a really lovely scour. And here's some more, like the tip isn't open. It's not dirty, it's just not open the whole way. But a lot of this vegetable matter, this is stuff that I've sort of just kind of floofed a little bit already. A lot of this is just, as I come through here, I'll just shake this, and there's still a ton. I haven't even spread this stuff out yet. This is stuff I haven't got to yet, to dry. And so this isn't dry yet either. And I will get all the big chunks out, and then I will show you what it looks like when we're all finished. This side here is flatter because it's not dry yet. That side over there is almost completely dry, and it's super floofy. Look at this stuff. Oh my gosh. It's so awesome. It feels really soft too. I think this is gonna card beautifully. I believe that this is probably gonna be next to skin soft here. We'll see how it goes. I'm just picking out, as it dries, it'll get easier and easier to pick out the vegetable matter stuff. I have another, half as much as this probably in the pot over there. And I'm, again, fighting daylight. I'm always fighting daylight. It is a beautiful evening though. Bad lighting, but awesome wetting of my fibers. So I am going to do little batches of solid colors, and then I'm going to blend them on the drum carder. The very far right is Wensleydale locks that I received. I think it was in one of my spinning box things that were already scoured by Mary at Camash Fibers. The rest is all me. The three white ones on the left-hand side of the tub are the Gotland 75%, Coopworth 25%. This stuff is really pretty. I'm very excited, and I'm gonna do a sunflower blend on the drum carder. So I have the yellow in already. I'll go show you that. What I'm gonna do is rinse this right now. I'm gonna do, so let's see, I did 2 yellow, I'm gonna do 2 green and 1 brown. So the next thing up is my 2 green, and I'm gonna get that going. And we'll see it in the pot here in just a second. So I've got the first couple of dyes going here. Here is my test palette. This is going to be the yellow and the green, and then this is just a standard primary yellow. The green is a new, I'm trying some new dyes. I'm doing the Dharma acid dyes. I usually use Jacquard, but they were a good price and I thought I'd try it. So this is the avocado, and this is called tobacco leaf, and it's a darker kind of like yellowy brown, I guess. So this is 1% depth of shade. This lighter spot there is 0.5% depth of shade. I still am not committed to what I want to do for the brown. What I have now, all the rest of this is at 1% depth of shade. So that's what we're cooking up here. This is 140 grams, and look at that yellow. Yes, it's so pretty. And that now is doing its thing. I'm trying to get that up to 185 degrees. I just added the acid because I didn't want it to go too much. And here is our green, which I just put in. So it still needs to warm up here. And I am going to add the acid a little bit later because I want the colors to distribute a bit. So I'm looking at my green, and I'm not very far into the process here. It's not up to temperature yet or anything like that, but I'm thinking that I actually want this to be a little bit darker. So I have a 1% depth of shade in there, and I think I'm gonna go to 1.5. So I'm going to add a little more dye. Here is my last 10 going in. All right. Here's my last 70. I'm trying to make this cool as possible. I don't want it to boil. I'm fighting the heat here a little bit. So I have 1% depth of shade of tobacco leaf. And I'm gonna add 60, I need to add 70 for it to be the right percentage here to get 1%. And I'm doing the least amount of water possible, so basically a low immersion-ish technique. I'm gonna get another 10 here. Here is our tobacco leaf, looking mighty tobacco leafy, I must say. The temperature on this one is supposed to be adjustable, and I set it to 180, and it started to boil, so I freaked out a little bit. So we're gonna see how it does here. I'm gonna have to keep a really close watch on the temperature. And let's take a look here. I think this should be exhausted. Let's take a peek. Oh, it looks so good. Let's see here. Oh, it's almost clear. Like the tiniest, oh, it's hard to tell. Actually, I'm holding it over yellow, so I guess I don't even know. No, it's still got some yellow in it. So we're almost there. What I think I'll do, because it's been long enough, is add a little more acid. And that's what you can do if you get to it here and it's like, hey, it's not exhausted yet. Then add a little more acid. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm going to add 10 cc's here of acid. And then I'm going to gently stir this up. Like I said, we're very nearly there. Just add a little more acid to the water here. And if it doesn't exhaust right now within, a reasonable amount of time, which I would say is like 45 minutes or so, then, from the time when you put your acid in and start, you're up to temperature, this has been about 30 minutes. It's really, really close to being there. You can just take it off the heat and let it cool overnight. And usually the rest of it will just absorb right in. It'll exhaust. I don't want to do this too much because I don't want to felt anything here. So it's probably already more than I should do. Here I am checking in on the tobacco leaf, and you can see the dye is already exhausted. It was the last one I put in, and it is the one that exhausted first. Look at that, how clear it is. Totally clear. There is no brown in there. And look at how pretty this turned out. Lots of dark and light brown. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. So I'm just gonna let this cool. I'll probably just let it sit in there overnight, and then I'll spin it dry in the morning. So here we are up to temperature. This is the ox blood. Let me show you over here. And this is at 1% depth of shade. I think I want to do 0.5% depth of shade. And the reasoning behind that is I don't want to lose all of the gray and brown that's underneath of this. So this is basically over dyeing. So I'm going to put in 50. This is 100 grams of fiber. So I'm just gonna put this 50 in here and we're gonna see how I like it. And I'm just going to gently do this. Hopefully it's not gonna look like raw meat. Hard to tell at this early stage. And usually I do tester batches, but I just went for it this weekend. I was really busy doing all kinds of fun stuff for my birthday weekend, and I really wanted to fit this in. So here we are, 0.5% depth of shade. Looking kind of meaty. Well, things that make you go, do I want to make it darker? I don't know. So here we are in the home stretch. Well, let's do this one first. This is the Plum Dandy, and we're pretty much exhausted here. So I'm just gonna let that cool. Might have gotten a little hot. Again, I'm a little bit stressed about the whole possible felting, because this one got a little hot too, but I think it's okay. Now we are on to the ox blood. Let's see what this one looks like. I think that this one is exhausted too. It looks clear. Oh yeah, that's like perfect. Look at that. Super clear. Love it. This is the Cabernet, and it has not had as much time. So let's see where we are. I can see that it is not even close now. It's still totally purple. All right, so we're gonna give that more time. And then here's my third to last thing for tonight. I'm gonna be up till midnight. I always do this when I die. So here is the Wensleydale, and I'm doing this a different way. So the water's cold. I put the acid in just now, and then I'm just gonna squirt the dye on cold, so it's gonna blend together. Ooh, look at these Wensleydale locks. Oh my gosh, they look amazing. They're not quite exhausted yet, but I don't want to stir them up. So we are gonna let them sit in there overnight, and we'll see what they look like tomorrow. But seriously, they look amazing. Here is our sunflower. We are almost at 185 degrees. We're at 170 here. And I opened the lid for a quick sec to check it out. Oh, it looks perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Not too much brown, a lot of yellow, little green. So a medium green. It looks perfect. I'm very excited. This is the Smooth Wave, which has the real cashmere in it. And then I have the one giant purple vat here. And this, oh, did we look at this one? Oh, this one is the Plum Dandy. This one did not. I can see that it looks, oh, well, you know what? Maybe it's the fiber that's making it look purple. I thought that it looked like it was not exhausted, but no, it's totally exhausted. Wow, see? The color was just reflecting. Completely exhausted. Love it. And this purple, oh, this Plum Dandy, look at that plum color. Cabernet. And this is the 200 gram Cabernet. And I don't know if you can see in the bottom of the pot there how clear the water is. That looks exhausted. Yep, totally clear. Love it. All right, so I'm gonna get all these rinsed and I'll hang them up to dry, and then we'll be back to see the finished. Here I have the finished Gotland 75 Coopworth 25% on the top row. The bottom row is the Coopworth 50% and 50% other. Next up is the Wensleydale locks, followed by the Sunflower Catch a Smooth Wave, which is, I did confirm, it's 18 micron merino and real cashmere, and it is divine. And the last one was the one that I thought I had videoed, and somehow it didn't get recorded, but it was an experiment that I did, and it turned out really amazing. And this is Merino and Angelina, done in a progressive colorway from deep purple to a reddish orange. That is all I have today. Coming up, we are going to have oodles of amazing fun with drum carding, some art bats, and obviously I've got a bunch of new braids I'm going to be spinning that I just dyed, and it's going to be super fun. I will see you guys next time. Until then, spin happy.